Hey, good morning. Talking quiet because I don't want to wake up the neighborhood. It's about 4:45. Waiting on the Shrewsbury to get here. Maynard's ready to go. We're headed on a trout fishing trip to West Virginia. So I didn't know what to take, so I took everything. Sounds like a good strategy. We're going to ride in on some mules. You'll see later. Oh, you can't see that, but I've got the bicycle rack on. We'll load up the rest of our gear, and I got my bicycle out. I don't think I've ridden it for 2 or 3 years. Probably bought it in 97. I think it's so old now, it's probably a classic. But we'll see how she does. Pump the tires up, and we'll ride. So we'll check in a little later. But Maynard's ready for an adventure, and we'll hit the trail shortly. Well, we made it. Our mule ride took about an hour and a half to get in here, but I'm here on the Cranberry River. Looks like it's at a pretty reasonable level. We're calling for quite a bit of rain coming up, so we'll see. We might get our lines in the water this evening, but I'll walk up here and give you a look at our tent. We'll make a tour inside, but they use some Army type tents. It's pretty big. I think there's 6 or 7 of us in here together, so it's pretty good size. And down here is our latrine in the woods. We'll visit that a little later. Okay, here we are. Kenny is preparing the meal. Looks like we're having hamburgers and baked beans.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenny.
Breakfast.
Kenny will be using a family heirloom. This is a spatula that's been shortened to lighten the weight for backpacking. So Kenny, I think it's important that you use this family heirloom. You got it. You got it. There's no safety concerns.
I just need to flatten them out.
Flatten them out. Yeah,
Flatten them
good,
out.
good, good.
Oh my God.
The tradition continues as the spatula is being handed over to Kenny the camp cook. Wow. Okay, we got resupplied. We got the tent pretty warm. We're at 3,000 feet here, so we're looking for tonight to be down into the 30s. We had a little bit of sleet earlier. I would almost call it grapple in between. And I know I'm with a bunch of people from southern West Virginia because I put this on, and they said, I see you got your toboggan on. A lot of people in the world don't know what a toboggan is, but this is a toboggan. But I'm going to walk up here and visit the outhouse, and we'll give you a little video shot of that, and maybe another shot of what the river looks like. It's a little bit angry now. Here's a shot of the river. Yesterday we were fishing here. It was moving, but not like it is now. Looks like it's probably 2 to 3 feet higher. We'll see how quickly it'll come down overnight. We're hoping to get some fishing in tomorrow and Sunday. So tonight we're going to be down to 30s, like I said, and then Sunday, Saturday a little warmer, and Sunday could be up in the 70s. But still a beautiful spot. Whether you spend the day hanging around the fireplace and looking at a river or fishing, still having a good time here in the mountains. Here's a look at some other campers and the mules, but this is a shelter. They are first come, first served. They're 3-sided, open, keep you out of the weather. But you know, pretty nice timber structure. Okay, this is where we camped last year, very close to the outhouse. And I would say being close to the outhouse is a plus. Sometimes you hear the door banging during the night, but overall it's a pretty good deal. All the places that you'd have dispersed camping are very close to the water. There was a tent here last year. I think he's only allowed to have 3 tents. This is a wilderness area which has quite a bit of restrictions, but I think they've struck a nice balance between preserving the wilderness and allowing some folks some better access to use it. I know Kenny's father probably wouldn't have been able to get up in here without doing the wagons, you know, coming in that way. For years he had hiked in here, he had come in here on bicycles, but the tour group that can bring you in on the wagons is really a nice deal. And that's the trail continues for, I think it's another 10 miles up to I think it's Cranberry Glades. I've not been up there, this way, but this bridge I will show you, it's got a little bit of high water. Everything from the bridge going up is catch and release area only, so gives you a pretty good idea. I have a feeling this was an old rail bed. All these roads probably were a rail bed that was used by logging companies to get the wood out of here. Who knows, maybe 100, 125 years ago. But this is the bridge. Normally you can walk across this and it takes you to another section. There's another small stream that me and Jeff had fished years ago. But as you can see right now, the water's pretty angry, and no way you get across this bridge at this point in time. So we'll see if it goes down enough that we'll be able to fish tomorrow. But we've enjoyed ourselves. The air's definitely got a chill. I just looked on the thermometer, it's down to about 41. We're headed down to the 30s tonight. You can see the Dogway Branch over there coming out. But yeah, neat stuff. What makes this such a great trout place is all the small streams that are feeding off the mountain. We're at 3,000 feet and the mountains are very steep on each side, and you got a lot of small little tributaries running down here, running into the water. Really cold mountain water. Like I said, had a little bit of snow today too, so we'll show you Cold Spring a little bit later in the video. But this is the special use area. It said, I thought it was the whole way. It looks like it's about 4 miles of catch and release. But it doesn't look like there'll be any fishing today. Okay, probably about a quarter mile down below our campsite. You can see the river is kind of filled in some of the places it doesn't normally run. Still running pretty strong, but where we're at is called Cold Run. That's the name of this little tributary stream. You can see it's absolutely beautiful. White water, laurel coming down through here. What a beautiful sight she is. And there's just dozens of these streams of this size running off of the watershed, off the mountains, coming down into the Cranberry River, which I believe flows to the Cherry River, which might flow to the Gauley, and then I believe maybe it's New River, and then maybe the canal. Fact check me on that, not sure if it's true. Yeah, but it looks like a scene out of a postcard. Really beautiful. All this fresh, clean water running down here into the river. We're waiting on our horse team to come back by. They check on you every day, and given the coldness of tonight, they want to make sure we had enough firewood. Honestly, I was getting a little sick of being in the tent and decided I wanted to walk around some, and then I'm going to perhaps maybe get the bicycle out. I haven't pedaled in a few years. Let's see if we can do that. I'm not sure I can do that or not, but time will tell. What they say, anybody can get, you know, just a matter of getting back on the bicycle and go. We'll see if that little adage that you've heard is true. I'm not sure if it is or not. But just drink in the beauty that is Cold Run. Cold Run, running off the mountain here into the Cranberry River. You may be wondering why I would walk up the trail for probably a quarter mile and go to the bathroom. Well, let me show you the facility that we have for air camp. I would say it was suboptimal. The tent blew off, but it is a chair like you would use at the for an old folks home and a hole in the ground. And looks like there's some kind of drywall bucket and oh, complimentary toilet paper. That's really, really nice. So you can see why I don't mind to walk up the trail and use the bathroom up there. Porta potties, pretty good with. Hole in the ground, we'll use in an emergency. But you can see they've got the wood stoked up pretty good. These are beautiful spots that's open for anyone to camp anywhere. So last year we saw people going by on bicycle trips, 2 different groups that camp near us. People will bring their own horses and horse teams and pull small wagons in. People bring hand carts and push hand carts in. People will also bring bicycles. That's what we had done in the past, was take our bicycle, that bicycle particularly, and put a small child carrier on the back and carry in our tent. You have to be pretty careful that you don't carry in too much junk. But great time here on the Cranberry River. There's the stock truck. Kenny on trout number 17, I think, for today. So he's getting ready to catch and release and let him go back in to get him loose. Let me give him a hand. All right, here's Kenny. He's trying to get this gold trout that's hiding. It's very stealthy. Don't think you can see it on the camera, but there's 2 or 3 of them right there, kind of hanging behind the rocks. Oh, very elusive, very elusive. I think they got your bait, Kenny. About 10 o'clock Sunday morning, and we're finishing up the packing, cleaning up, getting ready to go. Don't want to forget the bicycles over here. But we're waiting on Rick to come in from Mules to come pick us up. What's that? Any hits?